Welcome to the flowerschool.com video library. I'm Leanne Kessler, Director of the Floral Design Institute, and today I'm here to share with you our latest issue, Dreaming of Springtime. The winter month here in Portland, it's so dark and gray and wet and cold and downright depressing. Thinking about springtime, Paperwhites with their fragrant brightness, what a wonderful way to chase away those wintertime blues. The main component in this design, of course, is the Paperwhites. I bought them in 4-inch pots, already blooming, ready to go. But then I wanted to enhance that. And all the experts tell me that in that winter months, you better get outside. Even though it's cold and wet, they recommend you go out and take a walk. So I did, and I went out and gathered. What could I find in the wintertime in Oregon? Lots of moss. Beautiful moss, lush, gorgeous sphagnum moss. So I gathered that up, still dirty from the forest floor, but it'll be stunning. And then I found a lot of dead, blown twigs. We had a little bit of a windstorm, and you can see they're not very attractive, but mixed with the Paperwhites, they're going to be wonderful. My Paperwhites are all upright. They're going to have a vertical line. So I want to enhance that with a little bit of movement around the base. So taking some of the sticks, separating them out, and just laying them directly across the pot, letting them go over, maybe coming out the opposite side, and just perching them. Not really worrying about attaching them at this point. Could add another, probably too many. Just the two, one to the right, one to the left. And then going back and tucking in the Paperwhites, removing them from their pot and loosening up that soil so that the roots have room. And setting it down in and repeating. And placing them so that they go around the branches, some in the front, some in the back. I can adjust my branches. Maybe even scooching them around a little bit, going back, filling in a few more, and place them all until you're happy with how they look. If you've worked with Paperwhites before, you know they can get gangly and unruly, and many times kind of flop over. So I'm going to take more sticks and provide support going upwards. So adding branches, and I just kind of pick through, make a decision. Do you want the leaves on or off? I think I'm going to remove them. They look a little too autumn for me. So I just remove the leaves. I'm going to leave the catkins, love those, then cutting them down a little bit, don't need it to be quite so long, and then inserting it directly down into the soil, making sure I don't pierce through one of the bulbs, but down into the root system. It's a little one I might use later. Let's see what else I've got here. There's a lovely one with a little bit of curvature to it. Giving that a cut. Bringing it in right through the lower branches into the soil. There we go. Another one with leaves that I want to remove. Placing it down in. And then as I secure things, I can take just a bit of bind wire in the natural color, because it'll disappear. Look for broken bits, and I can lash them together, finding two branches, just kind of tying them. Be adding another, letting it come around to the front, which gives me then a piece that I can lash over here. And what I'm doing by lashing them is creating an armature that gives a casing a framework that is going to surround my Paperwhites so that as they grow up, they're still supported within. Now to cover the soil, the bits of moss, I'm just pulling it apart into smaller segments. Then I can just take it and tuck it into the form, making sure that I cover up all the soil and kind of work it in and out between the branches. I can take a small segment, kind of tuck it in here. And in doing so, it helps lock everything in place. Just like the bind wire held it at the top, this helps hold it at the bottom so that things don't shift around on you. Turning it. I lift and tuck underneath my lower branches. And turning. And you can see this soft green just makes it look lush and lifelike, even though it's dead branches. So a merger of the dark winter and the bright springtime. January is such an amazing time in the life of a florist. We're finally done with the frenzy of all the holidays. And Valentine's Day is still a ways away. And it's easy to just get down and slow and melancholy. Take a moment and go for a walk. See what you find, be it sticks, moss, maybe even some pine cones left over from the holiday season. They're still on the ground. Then get yourself Paperwhites and create your own little touch of springtime. Remember that there is hope, there is light. It will get bright again, the days will get longer, and the sun will return. My little bit of dreaming is going to go home with me to brighten my own house, chasing away those wintertime blues. For more creative inspiration, check out our website at flowerschool.com. If you need inspiration, if you have questions, if you just want to chat, don't hesitate to contact us. You can reach us through the website or by telephone at 1-800-819-8089. If it's easier, use my personal email. It's Leanne, Leanne, at floraldesigninstitute.com. Now, as you're out there creating your own springtime, take a picture and send it to me. I love to see what you create from my little thoughts and suggestions because you add so much more to it. What are you going to do for your springtime dream? Have fun and do something you love.